What is up here, YouTube? Jigsaw0097 here tonight, just bringing you another game review video. I said I would talk about this one a couple weeks ago when I did my Game of the Year award for 2016, which I gave it to Dark Souls. If you guys haven't, Dark Souls 3, sorry, if you guys haven't checked that video out, I recommend going and watching that, where I kind of just give my breakdown of the Souls series, why I love it so much, and why I gave Dark Souls 3 my Game of the Year. And most of you will probably figure out why I gave it Game of the Year, because in 2016 it was one of the most stagnant years for gaming that I can remember in quite some time, so that's definitely the reason. One of the reasons. I mean, it's a great game. I love Dark Souls, but that's not really what we're talking about here today, guys. Today we're talking about my favorite multiplayer game of 2016, and that will hands down have to be Overwatch. Now, as you guys can see, I bought the Origins edition here. I bought it on PC as well because I feel like this game is best played on PC. And I don't know, the reason that I just love it so much is because when people ask me, I kind of say it's like the Super Smash Brothers of shooters, you know? You have all these cool characters and they have all these different abilities, and after you play for a while, you end up using all of them over time. But as you play for a while, you kind of learn what you like and don't like about certain characters, and you end up gravitating towards the character that you like. That's one of the things that I really like about Overwatch, is that aspect of it. And then also the focus on team play. This is one of those games that if you try to go in Call of Duty style or Halo style, where you go in alone and just try to take on the team, it can't happen here. Unless you're just a beast, like Reaper sometimes, you know, he can go in and use his ultimate and maybe kill the whole team. But this is more of a team-focused game, which is really refreshing these days in a day and age where we have so many games that are just do everything yourself. It harkens more back to the Left 4 Dead style of gameplay, where it's like it's really just a requirement to play as a team in this game. Another thing that I really like is the maps. The maps are focused with a lot of different play and style. There's a lot of actually like hidden entrances and like ways to get around. Like if you play as Black Widow, for instance, she has a grappling hook. You will definitely get around different with her than you would with someone like, say, Zenyatta, who just kind of floats around at background level and follows the team to heal and put down orbs, damage orbs. But as Black Widow, you know, you're trying to get up into those vantage spots, so you kind of learn as you play as different characters, as you replay the maps over and over again, that there's a lot of versatility in each map, and you never really know all of the opportunities for like play, I guess, until you play all the other characters. So that's one of the aspects I really like. It helps with the replayability, and it just overall has very good map design. Now, this game was developed by Blizzard, which is another cool thing. In case you guys don't know, Blizzard developed games like Diablo, StarCraft, Warcraft, World of Warcraft. Of course, everyone knows what that is. And me and Blizzard, we've had a very storied history. I mean, the first game that I ever just fell in love with was Warcraft 2, back when it came out on PlayStation 1. I remember they released a PlayStation 1 version, if you can believe that. And that was kind of my first taste of Blizzard, and I just really liked the level of polish that they put into games. And then later, of course, I fell in love with games like Diablo 2 and StarCraft, and just really liked Blizzard's art style and just like the way they make games. And it's definitely not lacking in this title, guys. This is definitely probably the most shallow game that Blizzard's created, just because I feel like there's all this potential for story in the game, and they don't go on to any of it because it's just a multiplayer shooter. But knowing Blizzard's track record, I do believe that over time they will they will give this game the love it deserves. Maybe we'll get a story mode, maybe we'll get a co-op mode, you know, maybe we'll get some lore down the road, because Blizzard always does great lore. I love when they do stories. But yeah, they've already said that they're going to be supporting this title with free updates for a very near future. So like I said, I bought the Origins edition. This is the $60 version essentially, and I bought it on day one, so I got the like Black Widow, whatever the skin is, her like unique skin. She's wearing like red and black spandex. And then you don't have to buy the $60 edition. They have just a regular edition, which is $40. The only thing that Overwatch, the Origins edition, gives you is like extra skins. That's about it. So it's purely cosmetic. I just bought it because I'm a big proponent of physical media, and this was like the only way to get it physical. And I also got it day one, so that's another reason. This game and Dark Souls 3, honestly, are probably the only two games I bought last year, day one, which very disappointing, but you know, it's already looking good this year, guys, with Resident Evil 7, so I think that I'm going to be buying a lot more games this year, doing some more reviews. So, yeah, my overall thoughts of Overwatch, those are kind of the positives of the game. And then, it does have some negatives, though. I would give this game like an 8 out of 10, just because it does have some negatives that I'm going to go over now. The business model of the game as of right now, I don't really particularly like it, because you are spending $60 and you just basically get a handful of characters and some maps, and that's it. And just you have like 2 game modes. You have payload, where you protect this payload going through the map, and then you have capture the point, essentially, where you capture and hold a point. And that's pretty much all you have as the base game. Now, they have been doing a lot of events. They did a winter event, they did a Halloween event. Halloween gave like a horde mode. The winter event made it so you could play as May. She's like this little like Eskimo character, and you did like a snowball fight game mode. So like I said, I mean, Blizzard is obviously, they're taking care, and they've added more characters. They've added like Ana, who's like this medic sniper, and then they've added Sombra. She kind of like hacks into people's abilities. Some cool different ways to play there. And then they've added a couple maps. They added the last map was like this castle map, I forget the name, and then they just added this new map. I think it's called Oasis, and it's kind of like a desert resort looking map, which I haven't really played the game recently. I played it like just before this review, just to kind of see what they had. They have like a competitive mode where you can compete with other people, but basically what I'm getting at is there's just a lot of like shallow, like almost like party game modes, and that's not necessarily a bad thing for all people, but for me, I would, given Blizzard's track record with great stories, great lore, I would really have liked to see them put in some kind of story mode, or 2-player co-op, 4-player co-op, something like that, where I can learn more about these characters. They've kind of gone about this game Destiny style, which I don't like, whereas all the lore is online. You go on their websites and you read their comics. I don't like it when I have to go out of the game to learn lore. I like it more where it's in the game for you to figure out, even if you got to do it cryptic like Dark Souls. I like when it's in the game and you can figure it out if you read enough of the stuff in game. And Overwatch, really, I mean, it has that in a way. You see posters and stuff like that, but really, until I watched the side videos and read some of the wikis and comics, I didn't really know anything about the game. Now, that's not really a huge negative, so. But yeah, I would give the game like an 8 out of 10, just for lack of content. I just don't think it's worth $60. It's definitely worth $40, but I don't think it's worth $60. And then the other thing, the big reason this gets an 8 is because I absolutely hate the way that they do progression in this game. You gain levels as you play, and it usually takes like 4 or 5 matches to get a level, and when you get a level, you get a loot crate. And basically what that means is to unlock any of the skins, emotes, sprays, you can like spray on the wall, voice lines, you know, there's all sorts of things. But to get any of this stuff, you have to get them in these loot boxes, and these loot boxes are completely random. You don't know what you're getting. It's pretty much RNG gambling, guys, is what it is. And you get one every time you level, or surprise surprise, you can buy them, which this harkens back in a way to, not as bad, but kind of like the Diablo 3 auction house, where you could basically pay to win. This is all cosmetic, but you know, I don't like when I have to get this randomly. I wish that I could just play a character long enough and it would just give me this stuff. So if you guys have played any games like that, you already know what I'm getting at here. That's a huge flaw for me. Brings it down to an 8, because that's the problem, is because of this kind of progression system, I kind of got bored of the game after a while, because no matter how much I played, I had no guarantee that I would get what I want. And I even bought some crates. I paid $20 and got some crates just to see what I would get, and I didn't really get anything I wanted. So that was kind of when I was like, you know, this is like hit or miss. I mean, I have got some cool stuff randomly. You can buy some of it with coins that you get, but the only way to get coins, again, is it's random. And you might get coins, you might get a duplicate. When you get a duplicate, they give you coins back, but like not really that many, so it doesn't matter. And all in all, it's just not a good system in my opinion, and I don't like how gaming is gearing towards this gambling model, because that's really what it is, guys. It's gambling. You're gambling with your time and you're gambling with your money when it comes to these kinds of progression systems. So not happy to see it, and it's even creeping up in games that I love as well, like Elder Scrolls Online. Like, they added these new crates in that as well. So Blizzard kind of has shown the world that this model is working, and it's unfortunate. So that's my opinions on the game though, guys. But you know, we'll just go over the pluses. Excellent, solid gameplay, great character selection, lots of variety, great maps, lots of variety in those as well. There's lots of different ways you can go about attacking or defending in a map. And the soundtrack is amazing, as always. Blizzard, they got their voiceover and their soundtrack down. So those are the positives. The two negatives that I see is repetitive gameplay. After a while, it does start to get repetitive. If you're that kind of gamer that gets bored of the same thing after a while, then this one might not last long for you. And then the microtransaction progression system, I just do not enjoy it at all. So really, there's more positives than negatives here, guys. I still say the game's worth checking out. If you can pick this game up for $40, it is definitely worth it. I don't think that it's worth $60, however. Maybe in like a couple months. We don't know what Blizzard's going to do for 2017 with the game and the updates department, but overall, like I said, I'd give this game a solid 8 out of 10. So anyway, guys, this has been Jigsaw0097 here, and thanks so much for watching my videos. I'm going to probably do more game reviews coming up in this much busier gaming year of 2017, so stay tuned, guys, and as always, thank you for checking my stuff out. I'll talk to you guys later.